Well, it's day 3. Yeah, just woke up. That's the state of it. It's time for some breakfast. And I need a new plan. Ooh. Chinese breakfast. You know, I got to thinking. I'm going about this the wrong way. I stayed up for almost 36 hours straight. Last time I went to sleep was Monday night. Trying to get this car ready for test and tune. Yeah, it didn't happen. You can see where it is right now. We got our fuel line adapter, a fuel rail adapter. This little troublesome son of a gun. Yep, right there. The fuel rail connector. The fuel line connector, however you want to do it. Fuel rail comes right up to here. That little guy right there. If you do this project with Nitrous Express, make sure you pick up a 5/16 fuel rail adapter. 5/16 for the Dodge Charger. That's what it is. I got a 3/8. I thought it was 3/8. I was wrong, apparently. I should have called Nitrous Express. They probably would have explained it to me better. Alright, so you can see we've got our fuel connection in. Running up. Oh, would you look at that? Take a look up here. If you can see. Shit. We got our nitrous lines over there. And our fuel lines. But the hits just keep on coming. The whole system doesn't want to fit where I put it. That is where I have my nitrous solenoids. Right up there. Yep. That's the way I'm running it, right off this bar. Part of the problem I'm having right now is getting back to access all that stuff, all the nitrous lines, the solenoids, the purge valve, everything. I can't get back in there and try to get this back on, and at the same time get the EGR tube back into the back side of the intake manifold. It's fighting me. I mean, you see it. The support brace is just cattywampus. It's got its Fat Joe on. It's leaning back. Lean back. So that's what it's doing. It doesn't want to sit right because of the wiper, windshield wiper assembly up under there. I have the nitrous lines sitting on the support bar on the back side so you can't see it, and the solenoids. And the lines come up into that little crease, but there's not enough room in there because there's also a windshield wiper assembly. So that is where we're at. Oh, this is like the best lo mein I've ever had. Who want to see that? That is darn good lo mein, if I do say so. The rice is a little burnt, but lo mein's good. The hood. Yep, hood's coming off. It's decided. Once we take the hood off, we're going to take off the windshield wiper assembly, and what I'm going to try and do is mount the solenoids and the whole setup right to the firewall. I was trying not to do that. I didn't want to do that, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do, so. And it'll work better too because there's only so much line from the fuel line to the fuel solenoid. So we are kind of at a disadvantage right now as to where we can put that in under the hood and back up under there. You can only go a foot either way from wherever the fuel solenoid or where the solenoid is located. So it's kind of a drag, but at the same time, you know what? This car was not made to be worked on. Dodge did not want you doing your own work. It's very apparent with every problem that I've run into. The fuel rail, that whole fiasco. Now we're here. Egg walls. That's some darn good egg roll. I don't suppose I should probably be eating egg rolls when I'm about to take the hood off. Last thing we really want to slip our hands. This is Florida, man. And there's no shortage of Florida men. That's for damn sure. Calm down, will you, dude? My God, people are trying to work in their cars and sleep. Guy can't even eat breakfast in peace. Let's get this on the road. I think we're good on breakfast. Oh, but we have to have our breakfast dessert. That's part of the meal. Tonight will be a lucky night. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Look, I got a helper. Jesus Christ. Yes! That's good for the paint. Remember, Brianna, smash your paint with as many wrenches as you can.
Okay.
There we go. Get your armpit. I'll hold it. No, don't lift it up. Just hold it right where it was. Go ahead. All right.
Oh yeah, my shoulders hurt. Oh yeah, my shoulders hurt. My shoulder.
I'm going as fast as I can. That's one. Should have brought my power tool. I've never been this close to my car before. Oh, I love you, Hood. I love Lamp.
I got it.
Okay, lift up. Get it back your way. Oh wow, this is mine. I got it. Thank you. Here, see how much better that is now?
Huh.
Dude, wait till this is in.
That's gotta go in there.
And then if I drive around with the hood off, it's gonna look awesome! Sorry. Forgot it's after midnight. So with the hood off, we were free to do whatever we please now. So we're gonna start with the windshield wiper blades. They come off really, really easy. Just take off the nuts, push down on that little hinge that you see there, and it just pops it right out of the socket. Once we had that out, it was time to go ahead and start dealing with the hood cowl. I did wind up repainting this. I'll show you a little more later on. But look in here, that's the reason we didn't have enough clearance right there. Those hoses came up and hit the top bottom of the cowl. And from here on out, it was pretty much a breeze. Having all that extra room to work back there, especially with the EGR valve, was priceless. When I had to put that EGR valve back in, as you can see I took off the intake manifold there, but when I put it back on, I had to do it slowly in stages, moving it back and forth, putting the tube in place, and then setting it down. But as you can see, me and Bria got the hood right off the car. Came off fairly easy and is fairly light. We dealt with the issues surrounding our fuel rail adapter. We went down to American Motorsports in Orlando and got a new one. Once we had that, the world was our oyster. The Proton fly-by-wire kit looks great mounted on the firewall. One point connection there, that's all I used to mount it on. I did have to kind of turn it a little bit. We'll see how we got there at the end of the video, but with the fuel rail adapter in, the Proton kit mounted where it needed to go on the firewall, nice and hidden away. We've got our purge solenoid in there too. It was time to wire it up. This is going to be our ground for our solenoids, both the nitrous and the fuel solenoid, as well as the purge solenoid. I'm tying them all together on the same line, and then I'll go over there and take care of that. But right now I'm going to go ahead and solder that connection. Got this skill years ago in high school, haven't used it since. We're going to go ahead and heat these wires up. Be careful next to that tube. This is definitely not my finest job. Not even close. However, it is mission accomplished, kind of. Okay, I think that'll about do her. It ain't pretty, but it's done. I'll take it. As long as that makes my nice ground connection. Tell you what, I do not care. Let's see how we did. Give her a little tug. She's snug. She ain't coming loose. We'll go ahead and tape her up Call it me. She's all wired in up front. We've got our fuel rail adapter, which is way up the fuel rail. We've got our nitrous and fuel solenoids. We've got everything wired, running right up behind the firewall. Right over here into the driver's side, right through the door. Now what I wound up doing was connecting to the positive, and I ran that all the way into the cabin. You can see it comes all the way around, follows the firewall right up with the rest of the power. For my negative, I hit it down under the air intake. Again, we're going for stealth here, so I wonder if I shouldn't cover that connection. I think so. So yeah, the Proton system is in, fuel rail adapter. Next piece of business is the air intake. We're gonna wind up doing one of these, focus, thank you. We're gonna go ahead with this connector right here. We're gonna snip the wires and lengthen it out another 6 inches so we can get it in here for our other cold air intake. And then we'll be able to hook in our nitrous line, fuel line. We'll put our jets in there and we'll be good to go. We brought our wires over into the driver's cabin. We put a hole right here. We pulled back all this, we pulled back all this. We got those wires running up to the cabin like that. So, reason number 978 why I love Nitrous Express. The best thing about them, every kit comes with these. Brand-aids. Oh yeah. We're going to take this Brand-aid and cover up the old wiring that you can see there. It's fairly standard and simple. It's like a regular Band-aid. You just pull the back right off. Okay, it's not quite like a Band-aid, but there we go. Much better. The Brand-aid. Plus it'll help hold those wires right in there. And now I can actually have a Nitrous Express sticker in my car that's actually viewable, kind of. So, we're definitely happy with that. Let's stick that down in there. Make sure she's got a nice fit. And then we can just go ahead. We ran our wires up under here. As you can see, over to the console. They go right in there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to go ahead and set up our switches on the control panel inside the vehicle. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and mark out where we're going to put our power button. It's going to go right about there. The reason I decided to mount this the way I did is simple. I have a dog. He likes to run in between the seats. And putting a controller in the center console just is not the ideal way. I think I like that. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. So if I put all the buttons where he can't stupid stomp on them, then I would be extremely happy. By eyeball, that works for me. We'll jump off that bridge in just a few minutes. But right now, we're going to jump off this one. Okie dokie, we got to go deeper. Balls deep it is. And now, okay, just got to bore it a little bit. That's what I like about these drill bits, man. If you need to widen it out a little bit, go for it. Not a problem. All right, that should do it right there. I hope. I really hope. Let's see. Boom. She's in. So when I want to arm it, boom, on, off. Very good.
I like it. Plus it looks like it's meant to be there, you know. One hole down, one hole to the go. So this one's gonna be a little bit harder, I think. I've drilled this hole before. I believe it's just a smidge bigger than a 1/2 inch. So let's find our mark. Okay, got our start. I think that'll do her. Honestly, I think that'll do her. Yep. Sure enough. I'm gonna huff and puff and probably not get this charger to the track tomorrow. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I can go slightly. Oh, there we go. And we're in. So, just like that, we've got her. Yeah, I'm crappy with the camera today. Let's get it closer. Got your purge. Master arm. Boom, boom. Ain't it great to be crazy? Oh yeah, and by the way, I went ahead and finished that. It's all wired up and ready to go in. And we flip her around to the back and take a look here to see all the wiring. As you can see in the car, we are just about ready to get started. We got the whole center console out. The idea is to run the wires in through here. So, what are we gonna do for a switchable 12-volt power supply? Or a power source? Well, cigarette lighter adapter. It's a 20 amp circuit, so it's got enough pop to poop. It's 2 wires, very easy in, very easy out, positive, negative, boom, boom. Get her done. We're gonna keep all the wiring down underneath the front console, including the Max Easy controller. We're definitely gonna do that. As we can see, we are going to mount our Nitrous Express Easy Maximizer right here. But what we don't want to do is drill through our cord. I think that's right about where I want it. We've got our Maximizer Easy installed right next to where the driver sits. Very convenient. If you need to make an adjustment, you can come down here and go up to 4.5 seconds. 4.5, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1, half a second, all the way to 0. Boom, you're right here. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Ta-da! So, what are we looking at here? We've got our dash is completely, yeah, it doesn't interfere with the leg. That's very nice. I like that. Off in the transmission change. Transmission kicks in. Hit the button again. Boom. I like it. So this right here is going to wind up going right to our wiring harness that came with the Proton fly-by-wire kit, which is very, very convenient. Instead of a 40 amp relay, we've got this. And this is what will pulse out yeah, that thing. This is what will pulse out the nitrous and the fuel and give it a but super duper fast. We want to save the vehicle. She's got 160,000 miles on her. We want to feed her onions, but not too many. We don't want her to die. This is the neatest. I'm going spelunking in my dashboard. What's back in there? I thought there was a bee's nest in there for a minute. I was like, say what? Yeah, it's kind of neat. See, I don't really like that. Because of the way the shifter goes, I was not able to mount the button at an angle. I had to push it straight in. So it feels right in your hand when you're pushing it. It just looks a little weird. You know, it feels like, okay, there it is. And then, of course, on our dash, we're going to have the master arm that sits here and the purge button that sits there.
Okay, so here's where we're at. We have got, let's see, we're going to be pulling power from right here. This is our cigarette lighter adapter. Positive, negative. 20 amp fuse on the line, good to go already. Alright, we've got our Easy Max controller down here, routed up into here. And as you can see, we have it plugged into the harness for the relay. Now this was the harness that came with the system. The Proton fly-by-wire kit. It's awesome. Harness plugged into that. Now, coming off the harness, we've got our ground, which is the black, and our white, which we're not using a fuel pressure cutoff switch or any other kind of thing that would need that connection. So we tied those together, and we're going to ground those out to the cigarette lighter. Alright, we're going to ground that all together. We can then go ahead and take our red wire here, and that is going to, one second, just looking it up, that's all. Red wire goes to, now nitrousexpress has on their website all the diagrams. If you just look under the thing that you bought, you know, whatever kit you get, it has downloadable instructions on it right there. So let's see, from the relay, the green wire then goes to our solenoids. So the green wire is going to go out of the car. The red wire is going to go to the switch. So this is going to go to our green wire, so we can connect those up. And I'm sorry, our red wire. Oh boy, I better get this right. Nah, wiring for dummies. What didn't you know? So we are going to connect the red wire to the trigger switch, and the other end of the trigger switch to our switch 12 volt, which is coming out of our panel right over here, which, as you can see, is completed. We've got our purge button, got our master arm on and off, spinner around. You can see we have our connections made here, nice and tight. Make sure we don't lose it. Oh, that's not nice and tight, but we'll make sure that's tighter. Alright, we've got everything run to where we need it run to. Now it's time to start connecting up all the wires. Guess what? It's sometime in the morning. It's 8 a.m. Do you know where your nitrous is? Everything's in. We got everything in right now. I'm just going to start it up. I don't need to check anything. It's all there. So we're going to fire it up right now. Did I disconnect the battery? Yeah, I did. I definitely did. And we'll test the purge. Seeing as we got the tank turned on in the back, the lines run through the car, purge solenoids there, switches are all hooked up in the car. Well, let's see what she does. And contact. Okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, damn. Okay. Not good. In fact, that's bad. Check the firing button. That's what I'm going to do. Let's take a look at that one. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? There we go. That's the problem. We installed the trigger button in the shifter. But the shifter stripped the wires inside of the tube. So this is all going to have to be rethought. Okay, let's try this again. As I stated before, that's exactly what it was. The fire button had been stripped, the wires inside were stripped, and
it was activating the system. So I've rewired it. We've now taken the button and putting it right down here on the console. We've got our master arm up here and our purge. So let's go back to the trunk so we can open our tank and we can try this again and hopefully not get the same result as last time, which is nitrous spraying all over the place and fuel pumping out of the thing. Now I don't have the shark nozzle hooked up. I just want to test the system at this point and see what we got. Okay, car is on. Oh, please God. All right, we've got power. Now let's purge. Oh. Hold on, I gotta go out. Okay, that's where the purge is. This tube right here. All right, let's see that purge one more time. That's awesome. That's cool. She works. She works. So easy, even a monkey like me could do it. Actually, it wasn't that easy. It took me 5 days. Alrighty. Let's see how the purge valve looks from there. Alright, let's review that beautiful beam footage. Okay, it is with much joy and adulation that I submit to you the first that I've seen, Nitrous V6 Dodge Charger with a Nitrous Express Proton system installed. We had to turn our Proton to the side here on the screw that it's on. We've only got it one post connection there. We've got our fuel rail adapter, which is just adapting right now. You can see the power line, the 12-volt power for the system running behind it. And I have all these wires running up and into the cabin right through here. We've got our shark nozzle installed into our cold air intake. As you can see, we moved our sensor up about 6 inches. This was the sensor hole. We moved it up here, spliced in a connection. So that's done. We got our brand new cold air intake filter from Spectre and cold air heat shield from, I forget what company that is, but I'll put the link in the description. 2 orders of business we have left, and they're very minor. I want to put a nice little blue breather right here. Give myself a little bit more, you know. Wow. That'll look good. When that's in, we'll go ahead and clamp that in. And then we have our purge valve tube. As you can see right there, we've got a piece of 3/16 brake line. I went and got a 20-inch piece from that OOO place. Not too bad. The fellers over there, very helpful. So we're going to go ahead and install that right there, run it back up right through here. I think we're going to bring her right in through here, make the turn, and come straight up over the windshield, cut it off, and put our thing back on. So that's the plan. That's all we got to get done, and we're good. Get her all slapped back together. We will, I repeat, we will be good to go to OSW this afternoon, which is good because I got some friends coming. Told a few friends about this build and they wanted to be there for this. So we're gonna go ahead. Mr. Liam will meet us out there from his YouTube channel. Bringing my buddy Fast Eddie. Some of you might have seen him in some of my videos. He's a neighbor that lives around me. He's coming too. And hopefully we'll see who else we can meet out there. But yeah, this charger's coming together. Just a few more things to take care of and we're done. The hood is back on. We've got everything all cleaned up, shined up. The old wheels are still on her, but to take her to the track, we're going to put the new wheels on her. Get the bottle out of the trunk. Does not need to be filled. We are good to go. And in the morning light, we see everything. Everything's looking good. Cleaned up, ship shape, tucked away. Repainted the cowl. That was huge. Not sure if I mentioned that in the last video, but yep, we repainted it. It's looking good. The car's looking good, and I'm thrilled. Well, it wasn't easy, but it is done. As you can see, she's back together. She's looking good. You know, big shout out to Nitrous Express. This kit has been wonderful. Since I pulled it out of the box, from the time I got there till now, it's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you again to the guys at Nitrous Express. Next up, testing and tuning. Then we go and racing. You don't want to miss these videos coming up, so if you haven't already done so, hit the like button, click subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. Make sure you get all the videos, the racing videos, and God only knows what I'm going to do next to this thing. I love it. We're going to have a new project coming up pretty soon, so stick around for that. And that's going to do it for now here on BigLockDaddy's Garage. Thanks for watching the video. Join me again in my next video, and remember, be safe, stay well, and give it a healthy dose of whoa, Nelly! As a matter of fact, that's going right here. I'm just going to run the wire up underneath into the car, connect it to the